We want to continue our live coverage as jury deliberations are set to begin once again later this morning. We're joined by local attorney and our legal analyst, Patrick Cafferty. Patrick, good morning. Thanks for your time as always. I'd like to start with what Andrea mentioned in her piece there with Kyle Rittenhouse essentially picking the alternate jurors out of that tumbler, leaving the other numbered jurors in there who will decide his fate. Judge Schrader says that's something he's done in his courtroom in his 20 years there. Have you ever seen him do that? And why would the judge have Kyle Rittenhouse select the jurors in the first place?
So I don't know that I've seen this judge or another judge do it, but I take him at his word that he says that it's been his practice for 20 years. The truth is, it really doesn't make a difference. Somebody had to choose 6 tabs from inside of the tumbler, and the judge had Rittenhouse do that. So now we're down to 12 jurors. It's not going to make any difference. It's not as if Rittenhouse got to personally select who was going to be in the jury box when the case went to the jury. So I don't know that makes any difference. I think the real issue is we now have 12 people in the box who are actively seeking to come up with verdicts on each of these 5 charges. I'm not surprised that they have been out for 9 hours or so yesterday without a verdict. It's a complicated case. There are lots of lesser includeds. So maybe there will be a verdict today, maybe not. We will see.
Talking with local attorney and legal analyst Patrick Cafferty. Patrick, you've been in the game a long time. Most attorneys I know always say, you can't predict verdict outcomes based on the behavior of the jury, length of deliberations, things that they ask for and such. But what we do know of what the jury asked yesterday, in addition to the fact that they decided we're not going to keep going, we're coming back tomorrow instead, they asked for more written instructions in terms of the legal questions before them, but not for additional pieces of evidence at this point for them to view again. Anything that you read into that in terms of how this deliberation is going?
So Vince, you've hit it right on the head. When lawyers hear questions that jurors asked, or whether they ask for instructions, things of this nature, they're working off of very little information, and they're trying to predict what that might mean for a verdict. So we speculate. And here, what I would speculate is that because each juror now has their own jury instruction packet, that they have the ability to act completely independently. They have the information right there in front of them. They can study it. They can make their arguments to the other jurors based on what they read in the reports and how they meld that with what they saw in the courtroom. So that will allow for healthy, robust discussion among the jurors, which is a good thing. As far as the timing, they haven't asked for any evidence yet, as you indicated. My guess is they will. My guess is they will want to see some of the videos, and that can be a complicated process because it's not as if the court just sends back the video and says, hey, watch it and play with it as much as you want. The court has to keep control of the evidence, so the judge would have the clerk or somebody else play the video for the jurors. So that will certainly play into the amount of time that goes into this and how long it takes for the panel to come up with a verdict. So I think we may be in for the long haul here.
Patrick Cafferty with us once again this morning. Patrick, thank you. Always appreciate your perspective, and you can see him on our newscast throughout the day once again. And you can keep an eye on the latest developments here in the Rittenhouse trial. We're on top of it 24/7. You can watch the trial on Court TV. That is over-the-air channel 4.3.